pizza delivered, remember you're paying for uniforms, insurance, gas, and of course,
tip.
Delivery costs. Now at Little Caesars, you get 2 great pizzas for $6.88.
Pan.
Only at Little Caesars.
So I came here today to give you guys a history lesson. This is where the original Little Caesar pizza store was at. I am in Garden City, Michigan. This is where I was raised. Well, not too far from here. But guess you can't always have it perfect. Bienvenidos, beautiful people. Let's get to the video.
Black rose, black rose. Black rose, black rose, black rose in the sky. Black rose, black rose. Black rose, black rose, black rose in the sky. Black rose, black rose. Black rose, black.
Little Caesars is the 3rd largest pizza franchise in the world right now. Growing up in Inkster, Michigan, that's probably like 5 minutes from Garden City, where the original Little Caesars franchise was created. Now in Inkster, we grew up in the hood. A lot of us didn't have money. Our families didn't have no real money. So being able to go get a hot and ready for $5.10. Yes, I know exactly how much it was after tax because that's all we ate every single day on a consistent basis, because as kids, you don't really have a lot of money. So if you got enough friends, y'all can scrap up $1 each. Or even if you got a mother or a family of 5 that's trying to feed the whole family, you can go get 2 pizzas. You can go get some crazy bread, everything under like $15 and be able to feed your whole family. So shout out to Mike Ilitch for creating a strong brand and franchise that was able to help out so many families. So with this video, I'm definitely going to show you guys the franchise, the price, all the fun stuff. But this also going to be a tribute to Mike Ilitch because I'm from the city where the Detroit Tigers and the Detroit Red Wings and all the things he owned, even now to the Little Caesar Arena. But before we talk some history, let's do some housekeeping. Press that like button, press that subscribe button. Come on, man. You're not doing that. You're just sitting on the couch watching this YouTube on your phone. Press that like button and take 2 seconds, baby. Quick question. For the people that was not raised in Michigan, what was your go-to pizza place that you went to when you was younger? Ours was Little Caesars. Let me know in the comments below what was your go-to pizza place and how much did it cost, if you still remember. So the story about Mike Ilitch. His family was born as immigrants and they came out here and they had him in Michigan, right? Once he was old enough, he ended up going to the military. I think he was like 18, 19 years old, young. Went over to the military and he was in the Marines. He came back home, and since he was an athlete, I don't know how good he was, but he actually played for the minor leagues. He played for the Detroit Tigers. He played 4 years. He never went up to the big boys, but his love for the sports never disappeared, right? So his boy owned a nightclub. Being in the club after drinking and partying, what would be the best thing to have? Some food to sober you up. So he was like, hey man, these people need to eat. Let me figure something out. I'm going to start making people pizzas and selling them. So he started making pizzas and people was buying them. It was a great idea. He was like, man, it would be great to open up my own restaurant, but he didn't have any money. So he got a job as a salesman. I think he was selling something to put on your roof or gutters, something that had to do with your house. He was selling it and he was able to save up to $10,000. So he had $10,000 saved up. He went to the bank and got a $15,000 loan. So for $25,000, 10 grand of his hard-earned cash, he ended up starting Little Caesar Pizza Treat. That was the original name before it evolved to Little Caesars. Now, the company had its ups and downs, but the main game changer was being able to provide pizzas at a low and effective cost, because you had quality pizza, but the cost was better than everybody else's. And they had those amazing ads. Everybody know that pizza ad. Little Caesar just was humorous. It was funny. People just gravitated towards the company. And once he had those 2 pizzas for the price of 1, back then, that just was a game changer. No pizza place can compete with it because they didn't have that business model. And whenever they tried to do it, it just cut in too much with their costs. He had a very unique pizza oven that was able to cook pizzas a lot faster than everybody else. So now he kind of turned the pizza industry into a fast food industry, because if you want to get quick pizza at a low quality cost, you go to Little Caesars. You know, you can walk in and go get it. When they started the hot and ready, it only made sense because the average pizza place, you got to call, you got to wait a while. But Little Caesars, you can walk in, grab a pizza, and you can get out. So mainly Mike handled the business and his wife Marian handled all of the finances. So he started making more money, opening up different stores, and he ended up buying the Detroit Red Wings for $8 million. Now, remind you, we don't have enough time to talk about the other franchise that he bought. He probably bought 3 different other franchises that failed and just completely went over. But he didn't give up because he loves sports. He bought the Detroit Red Wings for $8 million. Right now, I would say it's probably worth $900 million. And also years later, he ended up buying the Detroit Tigers for $68 million. Right now, it's over $1 billion company. So he made great business moves. He helped out the community. We're going to talk more about that later, but I definitely wanted to get into the history before we basically get this started. So let's go over to the website. We're going to pull out my handy dandy laptop. We're going to get this thing popping right. All right, so right now we are on littlecaesars.com. First thing you see is this crazy calzone. Pizza calzone is both. This actually looked disgusting. This is my first time ever seeing this. This do not look sexy, right? Ooh, now this actually look good. Cookie dough brownie. I never seen this, so that's good to see. Got now hiring. Okay. No contact options to get your pizza. So they updated with the pandemic. So that is smart. So now we're looking for franchising because we want to see how simple it is. I like they have their social media. But let's see, franchising, fundraiser. Okay, I see franchising, but it's a international franchising. We're not looking for hey, we got some good looking sisters on here. But this is for international. We do not want international. So I don't like it's not simple to find original franchising. I had to actually Google. Let me see, I can go back and show you guys what I Google, right? So I Googled Little Caesar franchising, and I had to go down to right here, and they have Little Caesar franchise like that. This is the way I had to find it myself. Don't like it, but it is what it is. So we made it here. You see Little Caesars, grow with us. If you are dreaming of owning your own business, give Little Caesars a serious look. We offer a proven business model to help our franchisees provide affordable pizza with no contact initiative. Take a few minutes to discover the promising opportunity that exists for us to grow together. Okay, then it says easy to get started. Number 1, application and discovery day completed. Step 2 is an 8-week in-store operation training program, which is amazing. I love that they put that out there. Construction of site begins. And 4th, grand opening. Congrats, you did it. This is very simple. Knowing the owner, I know he wanted to keep it as simple as possible for an average person to be able to get into it. So when you look at it, they're asking the basic stuff. What's your name? How much money you got? What's your net worth? How did you hear about us? I like that. They got joining the family, and they got the history about it. Now look at this. They have the veteran program. So if you're a veteran, you get a discount and you get benefits for opening up a franchise and get different financing. If you're a first responder, this is the first time I do these franchise videos. This is the first time I ever seen this. So this is very unique, and this already turned me on just off having that ability. And I like this. Then we got the price right here that we're going to go over later. It's a estimate total investment starting at $360,000, net worth requirement $350,000, and liquid asset requirement $150,000. And then they got finance lenders, so they have lenders on here, which is very good. They actually have local lenders, so these are real lending companies, not like the big box companies. These are like real ones. So that's great, and I know exactly where this location is at. Okay, then let's say, where are we growing? You can check the availability. So the site is getting a little bit better. All right, so you can contact these people. Then you can, I want to look at the map. So they got a map. What do the colors? So they tell you, oh, these are like the regional managers who run these regions. So if you want one in Michigan, you will contact Cindy. Okay, all right, I get it. Okay, that's different. I like it. The next thing and the main thing is the money. How much is it going to cost, and how much money can I possibly make? Since they already did the work, we're going to give Mobile Cuisine a shout out because they already did all the work for us. So let's see. Little Caesars low prices and convenience has made it a favorite and successful pizza chain across the states. The famous mascot chanting pizza pizza may have you want your own franchise. With over 5,000 franchise units since 1962, this pizza chain has been able to grow for decades, even through challenging economic times and numerous recessions. How much would it start to open one? And you see they had the cost on the website. It's right about $360,000, which is great. And that estimate includes a $20,000 franchise fee. All right. The price is actually higher on the website where you're going to need liquid stuff. But I'm going to stroll through some of this because, now right here it say the initial total investment is $360,000 through $1.7 million. That is a big difference, but we're just going to say $500,000 because 1.7 is opening up a bigger venue, like a huge space, probably inside a mall. Like, it's just something huge. So the average person is not about to do this. They're really going to be on a lower end, no higher than 600,000, which is still not too bad, right? So if we look at the expenses, they get a full breakdown. You can screenshot this if you want You see everything, all that, the license, the permit, the training. But the thing I do not like, see, they talk about the space or the size right here. So this is what I don't like. When you look at the fees, the advertising fees are 7% of your gross sales go towards advertising. Now, in general, they always did 5% because that's why I got them great commercials, but 7% is a lot. Caesar Vision System annual support fee. I have no idea what this is. I don't like that fee. Mobile transaction fee. So you're paying 30 cents every mobile transaction. Like, what does this mean? Is it mean whenever somebody come in the store and buy something? Is it online? I'm confused about that. If you know about that in the comments, let me know. The relocation fee, the renewal fee, the royalties is 6% of gross sales, or $100 per week, which is ever greater. I hope it's higher than $100 per week, but that's interesting. 6% is not bad. I've seen worse. Security and technology fee. Don't know what that is. Transfer fee. I'm assuming if you transfer ownership to a place. So I don't know. I don't necessarily like those fees, but let's get down to the main money, right? So I'm going to skip through some of this. So in 2018, they say the average store brought in 2018, the average store brought in 800,000, right? We just going to say 800K annual sales. That's not including profit. That's just literally a total 800,000. Now, if you do all the math and take everything out and say the average Little Caesar franchise will make from 50,000 to 200,000. That's good money. We're going to just go right in the middle and say 100,000. So they saying you can make $100,000 a year after expenses. Remember, it cost you 360. So we're going to talk about that in a little bit. So, let's keep on strolling down, see what else we see. They probably have over 6,000 franchises at this point. Okay. How much profit does the franchisee make? A Little Caesar franchisee can make estimate earning before interest, rent, 7% of profits, basically $127,000 before taxes, after taxes $90,000. So like I said, close to $100,000. All right, y'all, it is time to talk about it. We don't need to know the advantages and the challenges because that's what you have me for. All right, let's talk about the pros and cons. Y'all know I always like to start with the pros, and at the end, we're going to talk about my Lando franchise score. So the first thing with the pros, it is easy to get involved. The application process is very simple, and you can tell that they are willing to work with you to get you a Little Caesar franchise. Once I seen their lenders, and it's like personal lenders, they already have a relation with them. I understand why it's the third biggest company, one of the fastest growing and easy companies to get involved with, because they have it very simple, and that's from the owner, not basically being a trust fund baby. He got it from the mud. He went from zero to hero, and I know he wanted to have that type of vision to the regular person that want to get involved in business. So the second thing is catering to the military and first responders. That is a genius idea because I haven't seen any other franchises do this. Everybody want all their money, but that encourage military and first responders to want to get involved with them because you get an incentive to do it. It really makes great sense. I think the only company that does something like that I noticed is Yeti. If you are, so that's just a random hint, if you are a first responder or a nurse or something like that, they give you a discount whenever you purchase something with Yeti if you do it from the website. Stay woke. Another thing I like is the price. The price, yeah, $300,000 sound like a lot, but when you're trying to buy a franchise, a big box franchise, that is not a lot of money. Usually it's going to be $1 million over. So $300,000 is not bad. They said they need $150,000 liquid. So that's basically $150,000 cash. So you can't be broke trying to buy it. They also said you got to have over $350,000 assets. That is not too bad at all. So the price is very good. Another thing I will say is how simplistic it is. You got to think of a Little Caesars, right? You go into them, what do you notice? They are very, very simple. You can't dine in, you can't sit down nowhere. You literally go in, grab your pizza, and you leave. They are not huge stores. It's very, very simple. So it's two ways when it's that simple. It's either it's gonna work because it's a turnkey system where you can keep on doing it and doing it again, or it's going to fail and it's not going to evolve to the competition because other competitions and pizza places are doing X, Y, and Z. And that's why Little Caesars kind of went down for a second because other companies started doing more things. They selling spaghetti, wings, this, that, and that. And Little Caesars have a very simple menu. So let's start with some of the cons, right? So the first thing, I don't like how it wasn't easy to find the franchise application because it wasn't on Little Caesars. I had to go through a different website. But once I got to it, it was simple. So I didn't like that. Second thing I definitely don't like is all of those random fees. That franchise fee, not the franchise fee, the advertising fee for 7% is too much money for advertisement. Because at this point, you already known, you don't have to, that should really be 4% now. Like when you first started, I get it. Yeah, so I wouldn't have that. Outside of that, the concept is very simple, so I don't have anything else bad to say about it. All right, before I go to my conclusion, we're going to start with the Lando franchise score. So the first thing we get is the price, and with the price, I give them a B. The price is not bad. For you to get involved with a big brand like Little Caesars for only $350,000, that is not bad. Now, I know it's not $20,000 or $30,000, but look how long it's going to take you to make your money back. If you're averaging $100,000 a year, let's say you invested $500,000 into it. In 5 years, you break even. That's not bad, and you own a company, and then you got your credibility. We can open up another one, and the finance places will be able to help you out. So I definitely give it a B. The second thing is the application process. The application process is very simple, but it was kind of hard to find. Overall, I give it a C. Could be better, but it's not the worst I have seen. Third thing is the controllability. Now, this one is difficult because with a pizza joint, you don't need controllability, but I still have it as a scale. So I just gave that an even C because it's not an A because you really can't control nothing, but it's not an E or F because you don't need too much controllability. So I kept it in the middle. With profitability, I give it a B. Whenever you can make $100,000 a year and make your money back, it's worth it. The fourth thing is the brand. The brand get an A. Everybody know Little Caesar Pizza. We know the commercials. Pizza, pizza. You hear that pizza, pizza, you know what's going on. When you think of Little Caesars, you think of hot and ready. That's everywhere. You want a good quality pizza with a decent price. Now, you're not going to get the best pizza. You're not going to get the worst, but you're going to get a good quality pizza. And for the price, you really can't beat it. And that crazy bread is on a whole different level. So I definitely give it an A. Now, for the overall franchise score, drum roll, and I give it a B. Overall, a B. Let's talk about why I gave it a B. My overall stance of the company, right? It first starts with the owner. And the owner is somebody that literally had nothing, wasn't scared to work hard, loved sports. I love my sports. And how much he gave back to the community. People from Detroit know his heart was literally golden. He gave back. And one thing that just did never be publicized until I think until he died, He literally paid Rosa Parks bills, like, because I guess Rosa Parks moved to Detroit. He found out where she was living, and he was like, let's move her to a better location, and I'm going to pay her bills for the rest of her life. And he never put it out there in the media. He just did, and I think it came out like after he died. Like, that's the type of person he is. So a person that have that type of vision, I'm already in. The next thing is pandemic proof. Imagine right now what we going through. A lot of businesses closed down. Theirs didn't close down because you don't have to come in my store and come hang and chill. You just grabbing your pizzas and leaving. And have you guys seen some Little Caesars have a thing now where they text you or they tell you your code? So you go there, it looks like a pizza vending machine or something. You put in your code and you get your pizza, and it's in like a oven. So that concept is genius. Like when I was doing like a Grubhub order or something, I went and got a pizza that way. So that was a great thing for the pandemic, and it really increases your sales during the pandemic because people can't go out to go eat, so they're going to order a pizza. So that's another thing. I want to know what your guys' thoughts about this. If you want to see any different franchise videos, just let me know in the comments. What do you guys want to see? Make sure you like and subscribe. And at the end, since it's a tribute to the late great Mike Ilitch, who passed in 2017, you can watch a video about his story of buying the Detroit Red Wings and just some history about the brother. Appreciate all you guys. I'm Lando Success, and I'm out.
Then we had a little success in the pizza business, and we got ourselves season tickets. And then I did a little bit better in business, and we got a suite at the Joe Louis. And I met Link Cavallari, who was pretty much ran that organization. And so one night, Bruce Norris got booed by the fans, and then he made up his mind once he heard, that's really something. People don't realize when you get booed, it doesn't bother a fan at all, and that's part of sports. But when you're the person that gets booed, it really, I don't care how masculine you are, how tough you are, it really bothers you. And I could sympathize with him that, so anyhow, he was crushed, and the Wings were doing bad, publicly. They were called the Dead Wings, and it was pretty much a national type of thing, So, make a long story short, we weren't sure if we could afford it, but I said, I'm going to try, Marian. And so I kind of hit it off with Link, and I met Mr. Norris, and he kind of liked me, and so they had a couple other bids in there, but they decided to go with us, and we were lucky. It was timing, and
For Fox News,